Outdoor Adventures Productions brings you this week's Bayou Country Outdoors. With your host, Susan Melton and Maurice Fontenot. And now it's time for this week's Bayou Country Outdoors. Welcome to Outdoor Adventures TV Magazine. With the arrival of spring comes some of the best and most exciting bass fishing we can expect all year. The bass will be found in one of several stages of their springtime spawn and are usually in shallow water and often visible. This presents unusual opportunities for the fishermen and a necessary change in bassing tactics. In today's show, Susan and I will be fishing for springtime spawning bass, and we'll show you how to do it and what lures to use. Folks, that's an example of what a bedding fish will do. Susan threw out there and that fish picked up and took it off the nest, what, twice before?
Yeah.
And hung her up, and she says, I can't understand what's going on. Well, what was going on was that fish was picking it up and moving it off its bed.
I didn't mean to disturb you sleep. Or cleaning or whatever it is you're doing. That's a nice fish. I just went to this pumpkin chartreuse lizard.
So you're on a lighter color?
Yeah, I was on a dark one for a while and I wasn't really feeling much. And now I'm feeling the action. That's what you do. Change your colors. Remember, change your colors.
You also had to go to more weight with this wind, didn't you?
Yeah, heavier weight. Best thing to do is experiment. When you feel nothing's happening, you don't feel confident, just bring it up and change some things is all. That's what I had to do. Add a bigger weight. I changed my color, and I got me one.
Well, you know what? You said something there that I think a lot of fishermen miss, and that's confidence. If you're not confident in what you're throwing and what you're fishing with, you might as well change, folks.
Oh, yeah. You can forget it. You're not going to, chances are you will get into a fish, but you won't feel as confident, when you're throwing out.
You're not as attentive either.
Yeah, you're not. Simple as that.
All right, another one on the same lizard, huh?
Yeah, same lizard. Wow. Give myself a little bit of slack here. All right. First time I threw in over there, I was giving myself some more line, but I felt the fish hook. Well, he didn't hook.
Oh, you felt him hit it, huh?
Huh?
You felt him hit it?
Yeah.
Then you went back?
Yeah, I went back over there to it because I knew there was a fish there. I knew there was a hungry one. A nice, healthy little. Yep. I'm still on the. Gotta watch your rod today. Make sure you don't knock anything in today.
Folks, finally get one to the boat. This is the, third or fourth one I've hooked. And keep hanging them up in the lily pads. Like I said, they're not going to be big fish. These are males. They're sitting on the beds. Occasionally you'll find a pretty good one. But they're an awful lot of fun to catch. And this time of year, in the spring, you can get little tube jigs like this. Use a real light weight on them, which I'm doing, a 1/16 ounce, and a small hook, and throw up right up against the bank and work it off. Use small lizards, whatever, but you can catch a lot of fish. Now, you're not going to catch anything real big for the most part, but you're going to catch a good number of fish. All right, one more little male up near the bank. Now, folks, I saw this fish. I saw him and threw right straight at him.
Sometimes you'll see a log or something moving, or the brush.
That's
or
it.
Lily pad, you know there's something
I
there.
think he's actually smaller than the other one. Now, in case you didn't get a good look at this bait walleye, it's called a tube jig. Berkeley makes them. A lot of people make them. But they're real lightweight. And what's kind of neat about them, they fill up with air. When they hit the water, you just give them a little pop, and the air pops out of them. Makes a little bubbling going down, and they sink real slow. And a lot of times, that's what keys the fish to hit is that soft presentation and that slow fall. That's it. Turn where we can see you. Okay, there we go.
They've all been pretty much about the same size.
Yeah, male bass.
Not very big. Well, as you know, these are the guys that are protecting the nest, so that's probably what we're going to catch a lot of, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's it. Unless you occasionally come up on the female that's there. But most of the time, it's going to be the male the way we're fishing.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can catch an awful lot of fish like this.
Not doing so hot.
Uh-oh. There's a Coke on the boat. If there's a Coke on the boat, she's going to spill it.
It's not open yet, I'll have you know.
Oh,
But
Lord.
I've looked at my lizard, and my lizard's pretty much had it. It's pretty ripped up, so I'm going to get me another one. And I'm not going to change colors, folks,
No, if
because...
that's what... Now, did you use the dip and dye on that one?
Yeah, I sure did. See the difference? They may have smelt that garlic, but
Yeah, I did.
see, you see a little bit of difference
Oh, yeah,
there.
it's much brighter.
Much brighter. You got some of the spike at Dip and Glow. That's really something good. It's got garlic scent in it.
And you watch Susan, she'll have chartreuse
No.
fingers before the day's over.
No.
That
you
stuff
just-
dries fairly quick, too, folks.
Oh,
I mean,
immediately,
you dip
yeah.
it in and hold it in there in about 5 or 10 seconds, it's dry.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, look at the difference in that.
Isn't that pretty? That's what they're going after. All right. And just throw over there. And I let my line go. What I was doing the last time was I was doing this immediately, and while I was doing, I felt the fish already. The minute I threw in, he was ready to go into it, but I missed that one. But I went back, and there he was. But
It's bedding fish up next to the bank.
yeah, and they're not really being that aggressive.
No, well, they won't. You know, he's talking about not really feeling them that well, not being that aggressive. Folks, when fish are laying on the beds, most of the time what they're doing is they're picking, especially a lizard, they're picking that lizard up or whatever it is that's coming in on the bed and moving it off. And you have to, and this is where it gets kind of tough when you're fishing in the wind, but you have to watch your line, watch for a movement, because you don't always feel a tut-tut-tut like that. You might just feel just a little tug or see your line move off, and that's when you want to set the hook. It's tough in the wind, but that's fishing bedding fish. They wrap around, and then that hook just pops right out of there. In this case, it didn't happen for you, huh, big guy? He was sitting, if you'll look right over here, you see the cleared out area that I was talking about? That's where he was sitting. We're going to put him right back in. Actually, there's two beds right in there. See, he went right back to that bed. They'll do that. You release those bass, those males will go right back to the bed. And that's kind of important about catch and release, folks.
All right. I got me a good one right here in the lily pads. I threw right in there. He's a little upset because he thought those lily pads would, you know, protect him. And, oh no, not with me. Not with me. You bit into that, huh? You didn't like that lizard coming in there on your turf, huh, dude? They're all the same size.
Males. They're all males.
Wow.
Same color lizard. Now, folks, I'm throwing a dark color. I'm throwing a blue fleck, and she's throwing a pumpkin chartreuse.
Yep. And I'm still dipping it into that bright green here, making it more chartreuse, and they love that.
We got a bunch of Italian fish. That's what it is.
Yeah.
A little garlic and rosemary and a
Yeah.
little bread. We got it made.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes another good way to do it is throw on the lily pad lightly and let it drop in And then that way you don't scare your fish.
Yeah, very soft presentation.
Yeah.
That's important bed fishing.
Yeah, when you're bed fishing, that is important. Just like how I did it earlier to get that one, I did the same thing, threw on top of the lily pad, let it fall in, and he seen it immediately and went after it.
Well, you remember a while ago I saw that fish, I threw under there and I hit the water so hard, poof, off he went.
Yeah.
Folks, did you see right up right next to the bank, there's a lighter color patch of water. Actually, the bottom is kind of stirred up and cleared out. That's a fish bed. That's a bass bed. That's what they do. Get up in the grass, remove the bottom, or get up next to the bank and open that bottom up and you'll see the dirt underneath.
All right, where did he go? I heard
There
it's
he
a
is.
big one.
Yeah, a little bit better than the other ones. It's probably a female. Out here near these stick-ups. Okay, I went to a lizard. Yeah, it's a female. Not a great big one, but certainly bigger than those males, huh? All right, sweetheart, you go back out there, and she's already dropped some of her eggs. And I went to the lizard fishing this open water because this wind's just too tough to try to fish that little tube jig. Yeah, now maybe we can find some more. Go tell your sister, come on. But look at this, boy, she tore that lizard up. Whoo!
Yeah, tell the folks what we're doing today. We're looking for the beds. We're fishing around the beds.
That's it, exactly. You just told them. We're fishing in the spring, and we're fishing bedding fish. And folks, it's a lot different than you'll have. This is kind of a unique time of year. The fish are aggressive, easy to catch, but not aggressive in the same manner you find later in the year. We use primarily lizards, tube jigs, lead-headed jigs with crawfish tails on them. A little bit different type of fishing. But this is about the only time of year that lizards are going to do you any good. And the reason why is the fish attack these lizards is because it emulates a natural creature, whether it be a water dog or a salamander, that attacks and eats fish eggs. So this is a natural enemy for them, and they will hit a lizard when they won't touch anything else coming into their nest. Now that I've said that, I'm going to go entice another one. I think I got me a good female here. Yeah, look at there. That was right under the boat too. I'm just getting ready to pull it off the bottom, and she jumped up there. Yeah, you got some teeth. All right. Whew. That's a Florida bass if I ever felt one. They got big teeth, folks. Well, looks like we're going to continue picking them up, pulling them off this bank. Some of these fish, I think, are actually chasing this lizard off the bank. You know it?
Oh, look at a little bitty guy.
Little male.
You're
Well, you got the
too
record for
little.
the small one today.
Yeah, I got the record for the small one. Whoa, dude. Don't get upset with me. You're the one who set into this big lizard.
Out of the lily pads, huh?
No, actually on that point over there, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
He may have darted from the lily pads. They will look and see. And he must have been hungry coming after that big lizard.
What color are we on?
I just threw it in there.
You gonna get that fish where I can see him?
Here, come show
There
him.
we go.
He's like, show me off, lady. Let's make sure we... Oh,
He's
yeah.
a nice little guy. Go on, big boy.
Yeah, that felt good.
Ah, where you going? There he goes. There he goes. Ooh, wee bubba. No real great big ones today. Barely got him in the side of the mouth. But I got him enough to hang on to him. I don't know. Camel got yours hooked pretty good. All right, guys, these fish have pretty good color. They're getting plenty of sunlight. You still fishing the lizard?
Yep.
I went back to this tube jig, and that kind of going back and forth between the two. The lizard's working good in deep water, and the tube jig's working good in the shallow water.
Oh,
Good one? Oh
I
yeah.
would say.
Oh yeah, that's the one we saw.
Folks, you will not believe what this fish was doing.
We'll show them in a second.
Well, I was on that one color. I don't know the name of it, but it had blue and all that in it. This female right here, which is a female, if you look at that tree right there, those little yellow deals on it.
I'll show them in a second.
She was looking at going after those, and I told Maurice, we got to get over there. There was another one that was moving right by it too, though. But what I did is I had this color on. I seen that the fish was looking at something yellow, so obvious.
She yanked it off and put chartreuse on.
What did I do? I went back to this.
One of the most productive lures for bedding bass during the spawn is the plastic lizard. Other lures that can be equally effective are the tube jig or gets it and the lead-headed jig with a pork or plastic trailer. The lizard is particularly effective because bass will attack this bait to protect the nest. Lizards mimic water creatures that eat bass eggs and therefore trigger a natural protective response in any bass that is guarding a nest. Plastic lizards are most often found in 4, 6, and 8-inch sizes in just about any color you can imagine. Some models are designed to float, however, most will sink slowly. And this is the key to fishing spawning bass. Use the lightest line and weight you can. A soft and quiet presentation is essential in order not to spook the bass attending the bed. This may also be the key to the tube jig or gets it. This lure traps air and will usually linger at the surface after casting until a slight line tug will make it belch bubbles and slowly sink. The lead-headed jig is a heavy bait that does require some practice in order to get a soft and quiet presentation. A soft and quiet presentation means the lure makes almost no splash or noise when it hits the water. This lure is really good when you want to bump tree stumps in shallow water or when current or wind conditions make the use of a really light lure almost impossible. Lizards and tube jigs are much easier for the angler to use and require no special skills over the use of other soft plastic lures. The best rigging arrangement is a 1/16 or 1/8 ounce bullet style weight and a 3/0 to 5/0 sharp hook rigged Texas style into the lizard. The tube jig will require a 1/0 to 3/0 hook. The extra wide gap offset bass hooks are recommended for the tube jig and lizards. A few last tips. If you have a light spinning rod and reel, you may want to use it for the tube jig. These lures are very light and are somewhat difficult for the average angler to cast with a bait casting reel. Bedding bass found in shallow water are very spooky. It's essential that you move the boat as quietly as possible and reduce your movement in the boat to the minimum. If you do spook a fish off his bed, back the boat away and the bass will return shortly. Try not to cast directly into the nest bed or on top of the bass. Again, more often than not, this will spook the bass. Cast either beside the bed or just past it and retrieve the lure slowly through the bed. For lure colors, get a basic selection that includes some dark, some light, and some clear colors. For instance, red shad, all black, black with blue tail, pumpkin chartreuse, watermelon, plum, or cranberry. Get the 6-inch size for lizards and the 3 to 4-inch size for the tube jigs. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Bayou Country Outdoors with your host, Susan Melton and Maurice Fontenot. You can contact us by writing us at Outdoor Adventures Productions, 1019 Shady Lane, Westlake, Louisiana 70669, or by calling 337-439-4063.